Hello everyone and welcome back to Coach Craig Sports. Today is Wednesday, February 2nd, and this is the NBA DFS video for today. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a quick look back at yesterday's picks, seeing how they turned out, talking about the injuries in play for tonight's slate, and then going over my picks for both FanDuel and DraftKings for tonight's slate as well. But without further ado, we'll get into it with a recap of yesterday's picks. We're going to start off on the DraftKings side with point guard Spencer Dinwiddie. $5,900, looking for 29, 30 points out. He got to 28.75. So I'm going to give him a push yesterday. It was really close to that 29, just not quite all the way there. Then at shooting guard, we had Gary Payton in the second. $3,500, looking for about 17, 18 points time. He got to 19.75, so he was a hit. And then Jimmy Butler, $9,200, looking for 46 points time. He got to 48, so he was a hit as well. Kyle Kuzma, $7,400, looking for 37 points time. Got to 51.75, so he was a hit once again as well. Very good day for him without Bradley Beal. Then last but not least, we had Nick Claxton, $4,100. Looking for 21 points time. He got to 10.75. He's a miss. Only ended up playing 19 minutes in this game and just didn't really play that well. Blake Griffin came off the bench and played extremely well, so it's just kind of unfortunate for Nick Claxton yesterday, but 4 out of 5 on the DraftKings side. Not a bad day overall by any means. Then on the FanDuel side, we had Spencer Dinwiddie once again, $6,300, was looking for 32 points time. He got 25.9, so he is a miss. Only 2 for 9 shooting from the field yesterday. Then his shooting guard, we had Gary Payton the second once again, $3,800, looking for 19 points time. He got to 25.1. He actually had 5 steals in this game, so that's why his number was quite a bit larger on the FanDuel side yesterday. Small forward, we had Kyle Kuzma, $7,200, looking for 36 points out. He got to 51.2, so he was a great hit once again. Then Jackson Hayes at small forward, $3,600, looking for 18 points out. He got to 20.4, so he was a hit as well. Then last but not least, at the center position, went with Nikola Jokic, $11,300, looking for 57 points out of him. He technically was a miss as he only got 50.2 points yesterday. Just not quite that great of a game for Nikola Jokic. For anybody else, it would have been a great game overall, though. So 3 out of 5 on the FanDuel side, 7 out of 10 overall. Not a bad day by any means. Could have been just a little bit better, though. But with that being said, we'll get moved over into the injuries and play for tonight's slate. So we have 2 games starting right off the bat at 7 o'clock. And we're going to start off with the Orlando Magic crew without Michael Carter-Williams, Markelle Fultz, RJ Hampton, Jonathan Isaac, and Etuan Moore once again. So no changes there. For the Pacers, they are without Goga Batadze, Malcolm Brogdon, TJ McConnell, Domantas Sabonis, Miles Turner, and TJ Warren. And then Oshai Brissett is listed as a game-time decision but expected to play. So Isaiah Jackson did start the last time out and played very well, so we'll see if he starts once again tonight. We'll see how Oshai Brissett's potential return affects Jackson tonight. Then for the Washington Wizards, they're without Bradley Beal, and then Thomas Bryant is doubtful to play. So looking at some Daniel Gafford, some Montrezl Harrell potential value, just depending on which site you're playing on. For the Philadelphia 76ers, they're without Korkmaz, Shake Milton, and Ben Simmons once again, so no changes there at all. For the Charlotte Hornets, they're without Gordon Hayward and Jalen McDaniels. And then Kelly Oubre listed as a game-time decision, but expected to play. So pretty similar to what we've seen in recent games. They could get Kelly Oubre back tonight, though. Boston Celtics just without Bol, so they're essentially all the way healthy at this point in time. For the Memphis Grizzlies, they are still without Dillon Brooks, and now Steven Adams listed as questionable to play with an ankle injury. We'll see if he starts tonight or not. Obviously, if he doesn't start, there could be a little bit of value opening up here overall. Jaren Jackson probably looks just a little bit better tonight as well. New York Knicks are just without Derrick Rose, who's still recovering from his ankle surgery, so they're essentially all the way healthy. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, they're without Darius Garland and Lauri Markkanen. So last time out, we saw Cedi Osman essentially start at that point guard position and play very well in terms of facilitating. He was only 3 for 16 shooting from the field, 0 for 7 from 3. If he makes a couple more shots tonight, he could be a great play overall on tonight's slate. For the Houston Rockets, they're without Usman Garuba and John Wall, so essentially all the way healthy. Then for the Oklahoma City Thunder, they were without Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Vic Krevich, and Isaiah Roby, so the exact same as the last time out. Dallas Mavericks are without Sterling Brown, Tim Hardaway, and Kristaps Porzingis, exact same as last time out as well. Brooklyn Nets without LaMarcus Aldridge, Kevin Durant, Joe Harris, and Paul Millsap, exact same as last night, so no changes there at all. So pretty similar to what we saw. We'll see if Blake Griffin repeats his performance once again tonight. Then for the Sacramento Kings, they're without Marvin Bagley and Terrence Davis, and then De'Aaron Fox still listed as questionable, still dealing with that ankle injury. We'll see if he's back tonight or not. Obviously, this is a later game, but there is 3 late games, so you have the ability to swap if you were on De'Aaron Fox, Tyrese Halliburton, or anyone else like that. For the Denver Nuggets, they're without Cancar, Cousins, and Jamal Murray, so no real changes there, pretty similar to what we saw last night. And then for the Utah Jazz, they're without Rudy Gobert, Daniel House, Donovan Mitchell, and then Hassan Whiteside and Trent Forrest both listed as questionable to play. Obviously, the biggest one there is Hassan Whiteside. If he does not end up playing, could open up some value on this Utah Jazz team overall. Then for the Portland Trail Blazers, Damian Lillard, Larry Nance, and Cody Zeller all listed as out. And then CJ Elleby and Watford both listed as questionable. And then Simons and Nurkic both listed as probable for tonight's game as well. Los Angeles Lakers are without Kendrick Nunn once again. LeBron James is doubtful to play, so unlikely that he plays once again tonight. And then Malik Monk and Anthony Davis both listed as probable to play. But with that being said, that's a quick little rundown on all the injuries in play for tonight's slate. Quite a few that we're kind of looking at. Most of the news we actually kind of know ahead of time, but we'll see if anything else changes throughout the day. And if that does happen, I'll post it down in the comments as well. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to DraftKings and talk about my picks over there. So we're going to start off at the point guard position with Cole Anthony, $6,800, looking for 34 points out, averaging close to 37 on the season. Currently, I'm projected for 35 points. He's been a little bit up and down as of late, but he still has that pretty good upside going against the Pacers team that's not the best in the world, so should be a pretty back and forth game overall. Cole Anthony, somebody that I do like quite a bit on the DraftKings side tonight. Then shooting guard going with Cedi Osman, $4,600, looking for 23 points out of him. If he's starting at that point guard position, being that main facilitator for this Cleveland Cavaliers team, once again, looks like a great play. Currently, I'm projected for 26 points, but he does offer a little bit of upside for more as well. And then a small forward going with Reggie Bullock. You know, Dallas Mavericks really banged up at this point in time. He's been playing better as of late, getting consistent minutes, getting some consistent production out of Reggie Bullock too. Feels like a weird guy to recommend at this point in time, but $3,900, still a relatively cheap price tag. Looking for 19, 20 points out. I'm averaging about 14 on the season, but he's been up over 20, through 2 or 3 of the last game, so don't really have a problem playing him tonight. Kind of a cheap pay down value option, at least early on tonight's slate. Currently, I'm projected for about 21 points. And then at power forward, I'm going with Isaiah Jackson. Should be in that starting lineup once again. Looking for 27 points out of him at $5,400. Currently, I'm projected for 28 points. If he plays big minutes, if he plays well, he's definitely going to be a guy that pays off more times than not. Then at the center position, I paid all the way down to Daniel Gafford at $3,100. No Thomas Bryant tonight. Gafford should be back in that starting lineup. If he gets 20, 22 minutes, should definitely pay off at this price tag. Pretty relative ease. He's averaging almost 22 points on the season. Currently, I'm projected for 19 points, but he does offer a little bit of upside for more as well. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players on the DraftKings side, you'll have $26,200 remaining. Just over $8,700 per player, so you can definitely pay up for a stud if that's something you want to do. Potentially a couple pay up options and then one value option as well. Probably not 2 top studs, but a lot of different ways you can approach this, or you could take a little bit more balanced approach since there is a lot of guys, right around that $9,000 range that could be in play for tonight's slate overall. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to FanDuel and talk about my picks over there as well. So we're going to start off with point guard Mike Conley, $6,000. Super familiar name if you've been watching my channel for any point in time since Donovan Mitchell's been out. Looking for 30 points out, averaging just over 28 on the season. Currently, I'm projected for 31 points tonight. At shooting guard, we're going right back to Josh Giddey, who played him last time out, $6,000. Looking for 30 points out. Still no Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Josh Giddey's going to play a more important role once again tonight. Currently, I'm projected for 33 points tonight, so definitely in play. Definitely has a little bit of upside for more as well. Small forward, we're going right back to his teammate Lou Dort, $5,600. Looking for 28 points out. Currently, I'm projected for 30 points tonight. Another guy that's taking a big step up with no Shai Gilgeous-Alexander out there on the court tonight. Then, oddly enough, we can play Cedi Osman at power forward, so we're going to do it. So he's $4,400, looking for 22 points out of him. And I currently have him projected for 26 points on the FanDuel side as well tonight. So a guy that's out there probably playing that point guard position, main facilitator for this Cleveland Cavaliers team against a poor Houston Rockets team. Cedi Osman looking like a good play tonight. If he shoots the ball well, definitely has a ton of upside for more as well. Then last but not least, at the center position, going with Blake Griffin, $3,600. You can also play him at power forward if you want to do so, and you want to pay up for like a Nikola Jokic or a Joel Embiid or somebody like that. But we've seen the Brooklyn Nets kind of dust off Blake Griffin in recent games, giving him more consistent minutes. If that continues once again tonight at $3,600, that's just way too cheap. Price tag only looking for 18 points out. Currently, I'm projected for 20 points, but offers a little bit of upside for more as well. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players on the FanDuel side, you have $34,400 remaining, $8,600 per player. So you can definitely pay up for a stud or two if that's what you want to do. Definitely a lot of options out there on tonight's slate. You could take a little bit more balanced approach if that's something you want to do. It's something that's worked rather well so far on the season for the FanDuel side. So definitely a lot of viable possibilities with this core 5 on the FanDuel side for tonight's slate. But with that being said, these are my picks for both FanDuel and DraftKings for today, February 2nd. As always, if you have any questions related to NBA DFS, be sure to leave them down in the comments below and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Also, be sure to let me know your favorite play on tonight's slate, whether it's on FanDuel or DraftKings. Heck, if you want to talk a little bit of Super Draft, definitely down to talk some Super Draft as well. JC Money Design and myself will be going live right around 5 o'clock Central Time over on his channel. I'll be listing the link to that live stream once it becomes available. We're going to be talking some Super Draft main slate, some Super Draft Pro contest. I believe it's the hockey contest for today, but if you're into Super Draft, if you're new to Super Draft, if you like NBA DFS on Super Draft, definitely be sure to check that show out as well. And then as always, I'll be listing all the injury updates, COVID news, and starting lineups throughout the day as they do become available, as well as my updated core about an hour to a half hour prior to lock. If there's any other major changes that happen in between that time, I'll list that as well. But with that being said, if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it. It helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at CoachCraigSports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers, helping you with your DFS, whether it's NBA or NFL, helping you with your fantasy football teams. No, fantasy football season's kind of over at this point in time, but we'll be talking some dynasty. We'll be talking about some head coach hirings. We're going to be talking about some NFL draft prospects as we get closer to the NFL draft. Definitely a lot of content coming out in that regard if that's something you're into as well. And then with that being said, if you are a new or current subscriber who's yet to do so, also hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I post up a new video. Like I've been saying, I post up daily NBA DFS videos just like this. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And then last but not least, special little shout out to each and every one of you watching today's video. I truly do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Definitely means a lot to me, and I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.